Alright, good morning. Padala kita mga example at akon para dugang la para digud ka makasiring kulang akong example. Um, Importante ko rin nga nagpapasa ka mo ka ng piso or nakitalat ka mo ditohan iba nga yung maestro which is the book. So ako takon neutral trabaho ni I already summarized it. So anak ko lang makita ka mo at mga example. Ang karoy kumita of course. Hindi you can do whatever you want as long as you can as much as possible you can ace the quiz and exams. So, this is about impulse. So, siguro takstyle yan na tag duha-duha. Duha nga impulse, duha nga potential energy, duha nga, di ba? Siguro that's my aim. Number 9, a 0.160 kilogram hockey puck is moving on an icy, frictionless. So, kita at mga kuan, icy, frictionless. So, waray friction, horizontal surface. At t is equal to 0, the puck is moving to the right at 3 meters per second. And then A, calculate the velocity of the puck, magnitude and direction after a force 25 Newton directed to the right has been applied for 0.5 seconds. So, calculate the velocity. So, actually, we can solve this by kinematics or probably dynamics kung may force. Kung waray, kadiman, after a force. So, kung may force siya, probably we can solve this by dynamics. Of course, dynamics, kailangan kinematics. So, kaya mo impulse kasi, but your momentum and impulse is somewhat related to your velocity. Your momentum is mass times velocity. So, you can use that one. But since may daka impulse or may daka force na gimbutang, and then you have an impulse. Okay, because your impulse, hiyat na contribute nimo change in momentum. So, as long as may daka movement, you have a momentum for that. But if you want to calculate the change in momentum, that is your concept of your impulse. Okay? So, unahon tanit using the impulse momentum concept. So, may kita hakipak, may I draw. Siya nakamutak. So, may dakahakipak. Okay. Baga, imunta ko nung 3D. Di ba? So, directed, pakat to. Tapos, ano niya, case ini? That is, you have 0.160 at t is 0 to t is equal to 0.5 seconds. So, t kang t to ba 0.5 seconds. So, t is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0.05 seconds, nag-apply ka ditahin force. So, may movement niya nga daan nga 3 meters per second. Tapos, pakiana didi, ano ini nga velocity. Kung tikang dinhi, nag-apply kahin force. Okay? So, nag-apply kahin force along han imo movement. Diba? So, yun. So, using your impulse concept, your impulse J, which is a vector quantity, is just the change in momentum. P2 minus P1. So, if you have your P2, that would be your MV2. Yes, MV2, and then your P1 would be an MV1, or you have an V2 minus V1 if you factor out your mass. Okay? And then, so, again, factor out kun mass kay I have to put it here. So, you have V2 is equal to V2 minus V1 is equal to, diretso na nala. Your V2, pagbalin nga di, that would be V2 V1 plus J all over M. Di ba? M ma-over anahin J, tapos mabalhin na nimo V1, magiging plus. So, that is your simple derivation para diretso na lang sa substitute. Then, your J is given. Your J actually is the summations of force with respect multiplied by time, delta T. So, the delta T is from 0 to 0.05. So, you have this. And then, kung frictionless ka, basically, wala ibang force dida, mag-summations of fx ka, because x man lang aton force na direct, and an impulse, so that would be equal to ma. Diba? Oh, yes, ma. But anyway, hain mo summations, I mean, diri kita siguro maabot nga, di ba? Yun, yung summations of fx, you only have a positive f. So, waray ka na iba. Di ba? Positive f, that is the f that you applied. And then, waray ka kasi friction, so dapat may minus siya friction kung may friction. Pero kay waray, so f laan imo force nga di. Meaning, ito nga f, amo na ito nga fx, amo na ito hiya ini. Okay? So, you can change that j. So, this is now your j. So, you can already substitute v1, which is 3 meters per second plus your j, which is your delta f all over t. Delta f delta t. Change in f. Summations of f. So, which is your force. Force, which is given from the problem, that is 25 Newton directed to the right. So kita at left direction bayan to directed to the left. So directed to the right ang imo movement, tapos directed to the right ang imo force. So bagang ginduso iniya nga may dana niya velocity pareho nga direction. So ibig sabihin, you can expect that the answer for this should be a bigger number than your 3 meters per second. Diba? So you can expect mas turda ko ini. Nga amo ito nga plus nga niya didi. Okay, so that is, pero to, ay nakalimot. Ang daming sinabi. 25 Newton, so 25. So, ipalyoon ko na lang yung unit, that is kilogram meters per second squared. So, that is your delta F, and then your delta T is, of course, 0.05 minus 0. So, adi na lang nga 0.05. 0.05 seconds. So, this is your delta T. So, cancel ako dida usa. So, meters per second at akong unit nga din. And then, you divide it by the mass. The mass is also given from the problem. That is 0.160 kilogram. 0.160 kilogram. So, cancel. You have a unit of meters per second. Hindi din nga problem. Hindi din tas dili meters per second. So, that is an additive. So, 3 plus 25 times 0.05 all over 0.160. So, you have 0.160. That will give me 10.8. 10.8 meters per second. So, as you can expect. And then, letter B, if instead a force of 12 Newton directed to the left is applied, so gimbalyuan lan imo letter B, to the left ito nga imo force. So that force now, your velocity is going there, but your force is going there. Diba? So the force is going there. Actually, your acceleration before mag letter B, let's solve it an aton kinematics or dynamics. So, kinematics and dynamics, init aton babasihan na dynamics, di ba? That F, that F, F is equal to ma. Okay? F is equal to ma. Then you have F, which is 25 kilogram meters per second squared. All of is equal to M. M is mass is 0.160 kilogram times A. So basically, you can calculate A, the acceleration, ano mo letter A, ayaw na kita letter B because I said nga pwede tayo solbaron by kinematics. So by kinematics, maram lang kita force is equal to ma. But again, during quizzes, di ko na kamo papabayan ko lang mo kung ano yung karang solution. As long as you can solve the problem, that is well and good. Okay? So you have A. But anyway, our problem is the velocity. So we might probably use velocity. That is equation 1. Equation 1 has time, which is we need, di ba? Equation 1 from kinematics is Vx equal to Vox plus you have your AT. Then you plug your A here, and your delta T plugged here. So you can calculate your Vx to be equal to your 3 meters per second, plus your A is, according to this, you have 25 all over 0.160 unit would be meters per second squared. So adding nga A, this is the A, diba? A, and then you substitute your delta T, which is time it took. So again, dito ako sa equation, delta T, didi, ang equation didi is T only. Pero actually, para lateral karsignon. So you really have to read. You really have to read ito nga book. Maliban kung iba nga book ito yung gagamit. Kay, of course, bayan ka, oh, delta T. So, again, ito niya ito details adto ha discussion. Ngan ang derivation han, di man ito nasulod dayon. Pag-discuss ko kasi yung amin niyang karasigon, di man nasulod dayon. Unless it ibaliwat nga imo concept, actually, natutudlo tayo ito. Dilat hiya kasi nasulod dayon. Unless nga diri ikaw mismo problema. Amit nasa rin nga, diri kita actually nahibaruhin or storya. Kay nasulod dito nagawas, masan ka nga waray magtutto. Actually, nagtutto ko dito, dila ito nasulod ay ulo. Kay, kailangan dito niyon, nagbabasa ka mo, reinforcement, nagsusolve ka mo, saka ito masulod. Okay? So, yes, damot yung materials yan pero ang pag-aram, amo good lagi hapituya. Di good magbabago, meaning you have to do it on yourself for you to learn. Okay? You have to read, you have to solve, read again, solve again. Okay? So, that's what you have to do. So, ang mga diri pa yan na, at long quiz 3, medyo may sulod-sulod na iyo mga quiz. Labin ang mga maram-maram ako nga ini, potential ko din maging engineer. Pero ang mga diri pa, I'm not saying hindi ka ma-engineer, but you really have to level up your game. Labi na yan nga, damo na yung mag-core nga subject, ha? So, we plug your 0.05 seconds. As you can see, pareho na hera ading equation, di ba? So, pareho na hera. And then, basically, that would still be equal to 10.8 meters per second. Okay, diretso kita letter B. Ang daming sinabi ni sir. Letter B is, what if kuno ito nga force that is directed to the left? Na unahon talot dito imo, unahon talot itim kinematics. Para baga, iba. So, that F would be a negative F with respect to your acceleration. Kaya mo acceleration kasi, sorry. But anyway, you only have to solve that acceleration. Actually, ito mo iton baga inihiyahin deceleration. Yes. Because your acceleration is just a result of your force that was directed. So if your force is going to the left, your acceleration is going to the left. Meaning, this is a deceleration process. So kung gamitin nato ng kinematics, you should have your negative 25 kilograms meters per second squared is equal to 0.160 kilogram, and then you have a negative acceleration, negative A is a point. This is a negative, kung A tala, actually, ma-minus lang kita ito dito nga side. What do you want? Anyway, pwede na kita mag-negative A didi. But anyway, maaram kita nga 80 pa ka dito ha left. Because that, your force is just, your acceleration is just a result of that force. Kaya wala man iba nga force. Again, for your second law, nasa rin iya, the acceleration, the law of acceleration, the summations of F is equal to mass times acceleration. Meaning that acceleration is just caused by the summations of forces. So, kung waray iba nga force nga da, basically, it imo force, ito nga force nga nag-uusaan, amo ito't ma-dictate itong acceleration. And you can also expect, this is as the deceleration process, meaning, kung naghatag yan 30 meters per second, dapat mahinay tira or ma-negative. Pwede kasi mag-positive, iti mo velocity din ni, pero pwede lahat mag-negative na. Okay? Let's just see. So, let's retain that acceleration is A. Di pa kita maaram. Anyway, pwede naman i-exchange to negative. Niyan. So, by this, you can substitute your A to be negative, mano. Magne-negative yan ang concept. Ma-negativity mo A, that would be a negative 25 kilograms meters per second squared all over 0.160 kilogram. So, you would have an acceleration which is negative. Diba? So, if that acceleration is negative, Anyway, you have that one. Isa-substitute it niya balik nga di. So, you would have a Vx, which is equal to, yes, Vx, and then you have your 3 meters per second, magiging minus siya. 0.25 meters per second squared all over 0.160 kilogram. And then, of course, your time is just a scalar quantity, or it negative or positive. So, actually, magiging 3 minus. So, 0.25, direct 0.25. Then negative na. Okay? So, that is just a minus times 0.05. So, ibig sabihin, pwede yan mag-negative, pwede lot maghinay. And the answer is already a negative number. So, the answer is negative 4.8. 4.81, and that is meters per second for your final velocity, meaning di relaya mahinay malak siya but to the left na. Okay, or pwede tayo na balyuan kaysa meron naman niya magnitude na direction, so pwede tayo resolve to 4.81 at imo magnitude. Okay, adi 10.8 meters per second, pero kay positive iya pwede ka di mo direction to the right. To the right. So, meaning nga, akong choices, bubutahan ko ito to the right or right. Diba? Pero pwede gap mag-araw akong angle. Kung angle nga nito akong aroon, that is 0 degrees. It answer ito dida. That would be CE. Didi, nagbubutang ako din choice. Diba? To the right. So, kung didi nga problem, of course, 4.81 magnitude, and your answer is to the left. So, kung to the left, imo answer ito by bubutangan ko siguro ang left hand choices, or pwede ka luhat mag 180 degrees because that is your pero hindi kita with reference to the exact ko na ito quiz ha kaya para masimple pag check ka akon of course. So that is a 180 degrees kung to the left an imo velocity Vx. Timo Vx ito dida is a negative already. Oh, and that is going to the left. Having a negative velocity 4.81. So this is your kinematics. How about your impulse nga solution? V2 adiman, diba? Actually amo gihapon kaya lang ini nga force din ini nga J, the impulse that was created is just because of that negative force. So meaning ini impulse again, impulse of delta F delta T. But this delta F is already a negative value, negative 25 Newton. So, basically, what will happen in this equation, magyapon, V2, you would have 3 meters per second minus, or himon mo nga plus, you would have a negative 25 Newton, kilogram meters per second squared all over your M. So, your impulse is ini, tapos multiplied by 0.05 seconds, and then your 0.160. And that will give you again the negative 4.81 meters per second. So, thank you guys. That is for first example. I actually dudugtong ko lang yung last because the last problems nga akong gin-send sa iyo through videos is impulse, power, energy. So, yan na, maghimo lang ko tagduha-duha and then I'm done. Okay? And then next week, last topic natin midterm ngayon, tusugarong ko para nakaber ko nga tanan. Okay, sakto pa man ang oras. Anyway, good luck guys. It next ni yung quiz for this week. So another problem. Thank you guys for listening. Good morning guys. So medyo may gamay lang problema na akong last na but anyway, dire kaya problema. Na akong last na solution because ngayon wala ko magkita the problem is already not at 25 Newton but at 12 Newton kuno directed to the left. So actually babalyan ko man lang dito nga side. Pero anyway, wari man ako magsayop, nagsayop lang ako pagbutanghan animo ini nga 25. So but anyway, just treat it dire get ya sayop. So sayop lang akuhan hini, para lang magbasa kasi. So if instead that would be at 12, so himonta na lang BI, so another. So you have a Vx which is equal to 3 plus 12. Sorry, maging minus. Di man niya solution. Diba? So that would be a 3 minus 12 over 0.16. So, and then multiplied by 0.05. So, 3 minus 12 divided by times 0.05 all over 0.16. So that would be a 0.75 or a negative 0.75 unit would be meters per second, or pwede ka 0.75 meters per second to the left, or 180 degrees or 1/8 para aton multiple choice. Okay? So, igsusumpay ko lang ini ka ng piso. Edit ka ng piso. But anyway, pwede ko na tira tanggalong kanina. Para nakita ka mo nga, on the spot talaga. Nagsasayop talaga gihapon. Di ba? At least pag encourage tayo, di bakit naawod. Di ba? Kay, we all learn by mistakes. Di ba? Sana ma-inspire ka mo, ma-engineer gap ka mo, kay sir nga ni, nagsisinayop pa mag-gap engineer na. Di ba mga ganun? Pero malat pag-edit, pero hindi na kag-edit. Para lang I don't know. Anyway, God bless guys.